Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something most men avoid talking about, and that is when success isn't enough anymore. I'm Kyle, and I will be your mentor, your disruptor, and your guide today. So stay tuned as I will identify four things you can start doing right now to change that. And the last one is the key to everything. So, most men don't wake up one day and say, I want to live a fake life. But somewhere along the way, we start living one. As men, we learn how to be the provider. We learn how to be the protector. We learn how to keep it together when everything inside is falling apart. And for a while, that mask works. People respect you. You're dependable. You do what needs to be done. But let me ask you something. What happens when the man behind the mask starts to disappear? What happens when you've shown up for everyone else for so long that you don't know anymore what showing up for you looks like? That's where most men find themselves today. And that's exactly where I found myself a few years ago. On paper, you're crushing it. You've got the great job, the apartment, or maybe the house in the desirable neighborhood. Maybe you got the newest car. You check all the boxes, but inside, you feel like you're drifting, just going through the motions, living life on autopilot. You know what that is? That's your soul quietly tapping you on your shoulder, saying, Hey, this isn't it. And here's the trap we all fall into, including myself. We've been trained to override that voice, to silence it with more hustle and grind, to bury it under work, distractions, and achievements. Because we're scared of what might happen if we actually slow down long enough to listen. Because if we did, we might hear the truth of what we've been avoiding. And that truth is this: you're not fulfilled because you've been building someone else's version of success. You're not lazy, you're misaligned. Let me clear something up right now. Being stuck is not because you're weak. You're not procrastinating because you're lazy. You're not emotionally shut down because you're broken. You're simply misaligned. That's it. You're living according to rules that don't match who you really are anymore. Maybe you've been chasing a version of success that doesn't really fit you. Maybe you're trying to win at a game you don't even want to play. And when your life and values are out of alignment, it doesn't matter how hard you try. You'll always feel like something's off. You'll always feel like you're moving, but going nowhere. And that's why motivation doesn't last. That's why discipline feels like a battle. That's why even your wins don't feel like they mean anything anymore because you've been performing instead of aligning. So, what can you do starting right now? Let me give you the first shift that changes everything. Number one, start by telling the truth, not to everyone else, but to yourself. Ask yourself, where am I pretending? What parts of me have I buried just to be accepted? Who did I become just to feel safe in a world that never taught me how to be real? When you start getting honest, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable, you reclaim your power back to yourself. You give that little boy inside of you a voice again. And yeah, at first, that truth might hurt. Trust me, it hurts. But long term, that truth heals you and you become the man you always knew you were. Because a man who can't face his truth will never be free. And isn't freedom what we most desire? The second one, redefine what success means to you. I know you've been taught that success is the job, the income, the woman, the status, but those things mean nothing if you're not proud of the man you are when no one's watching. So I want you to ask yourself, what would success look like if I didn't need to prove anything to anyone? What if you didn't need validation because you weren't trying to outrun shame? What would happen if you weren't chasing approval from people who don't even know the real you? What would your version of success feel like? Because when you define that, you start to move in a way that finally feels like yours. Hey, just a brief interruption from your video to tell you about an exceptional opportunity. You keep saying that you're ready to change, but let me ask you, what's actually changing? Because reading more books and setting more goals doesn't mean anything when your core identity is stuck in the same cycle. The real reason you can't move forward isn't because of lack of discipline or motivation. It's the loop that you're in. It's the beliefs that run your decisions before you even realize it. That's why I created the foundation, a free masterclass that shows you how to break that loop. I identify exactly how the loop operates, and it's broken down in a way that you probably have never heard of before. I also explain how to rewire your loop for success. This is not a lecture, it's not theory. It's the start of you finally understanding why you feel stuck and what you can do about it. Inside, you'll learn how to spot the thoughts that sabotage you, shift the identity underneath your patterns, and anchor new beliefs that actually support who you're becoming. You've tried forcing change. Now it's time to naturally become the change. Link is in the description for this absolutely free download of the foundation. Let's start your shift today. And now, back to our video. Number 3, build integrity with yourself. These are those micro promises. The fastest way to kill confidence is to consistently break your word to yourself. Not big things, but the small ones, like I'll wake up early, I'll speak my truth, I'll start tomorrow. Every broken promise chips away at your self trust, even if no one sees it. So instead of trying to change everything at once, pick one promise this week. Make it small, make it a non negotiable. Not to impress anyone, not to get results, but to rebuild the bridge between who you say you are and how you actually show up. Because when you trust your own word again, your confidence stops being a performance and starts being a byproduct. And finally, number 4, get out of your head and into your body. I'm going to say that again. Get out of your head and into your body. So, a lot of men live completely disconnected from their bodies. They numb, they scroll, they suppress. But the body never lies. You want to shift your identity? You've got to feel again. You've got to reconnect. And that starts with simple awareness. What am I feeling right now? Where is it showing up in my body? What am I avoiding that needs my attention? So I want you to try this. Take 3 minutes a day, just 3 minutes. No phone, no noise. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. So you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds. After you do that, ask yourself, what's true for me today? Simple question. What's true for me today? You'll be shocked at what your body tells you if you're willing to listen. Now, you don't have to throw everything away that you've built, but you do have to stop abandoning yourself to maintain it. You're not here to stay hidden in other people's expectations. You're here to remember what it means to lead your own damn life. And that starts now. Not when everything is perfect, not when the timing feels right, but now. Make sure to subscribe and get signed up for the Inner Shift Society. First class kicks off on August 12th. The link is in the description. Because if you don't start shifting, you'll keep drifting. And eventually, drifting becomes drowning. So this week, get honest. Write it out. Feel it. Say your truth out loud, even if your voice shakes. This is the part most men skip, but not you. You're not skipping the work anymore. You're doing it because the man you're becoming, he's already inside you. He's just been waiting for you to stop performing and finally come home. I've dropped some free resources below in the description that will help you break the loop and start realigning with who you're meant to be, who you have always been. These are not theory. These are just simple tools that work. And if you're ready, I run 3 different group coaching programs and private one on one containers for men just like you, men who are done performing and ready to lead their life from truth. So hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, grab the tools, and reach out. Also, give me a follow on social media. Links are in the description. I post consistent content of motivation as well as I share moments from my life. Remember, you're not broken, you're becoming. Thanks, and I'll see you again.